Hello everyone, my name okay. Hello everyone, my name is Akwi and I'm going to be doing this presentation with Chelsea. So our presentation is basically about fireworks and chemistry, and we thought it would be interesting to talk about the inner workings of fireworks and how we're able to see the beautiful display that's in the sky that we see. So first things first, we're going to be talking about what exactly are fireworks. So basically, fireworks are essentially a class of low explosive pyrotechnic devices used for aesthetics and entertainment purposes. So they are also known as combustibles that are used for celebrations. There are two main types of fireworks, one being the force and spark, that the one that shoots up and makes the display. Um, Combustion, and the second being the flame combustion. So basically the at-home combustions that you see that they just place on the floor and just sparks everywhere and does the flames. So yeah.
Okay, and I'm going to talk about the history behind fireworks. So some background context is that fireworks have been believed to have been developed sometime around 200 BC in Liuyang, China. And back then it was used by the Chinese to ward off evil spirits that they believed were like lurking around them. So they used fireworks to make those crackling and popping sounds that we're familiar with today. And that's what they were using around that time period. And then slowly but surely, it began to spread around the world in the late 13th century and continued in later centuries, which we talk about in the next few slides. Fireworks also contain different substances, like different salts, like strontium, copper, a lot of different other salts that produce the colors that we know, like red, orange, yellow, green, a whole bunch of different colors that explode in the air when the firework ignites. And another thing about them is that they were developed out of military rockets and explosive missiles. So there was also like a military aspect to fireworks as well. And the picture here with the arrows is a picture of Liuyang, China, where fireworks came from.
So basically in this slide, we're going to be talking about how fireworks have traveled. So like Chelsea said, the fireworks originated in China, in Liuyang, China, and then it moved to Italy in the 13th century to Italy by Marco Polo. And then from Italy, it went to the New World in the 17th century, by Europeans and, trading and whatnot.
Okay, in this slide, we're going to talk about the chemistry application that fireworks has, the influence chemistry has with fireworks. So we're going to talk about how they start from ground level to how they end up in the sky when they explode. So some more background context, during 600 to 900 AD, legend has it that a Chinese alchemist mixed potassium nitrate, which we know as KNO3, sulfur, S, and charcoal, which is also known as carbon, the C symbol, produced a black flaky powder, now known to be the first gunpowder that is used in war and other military things. This powder was poured into hollowed out bamboo sticks, which later began to be used with stiff paper tubes, forming the first man-made fireworks. And as you light up a firework, you must act quickly and maintain a safe distance as it reacts almost instantly over long distances, because fireworks can also be dangerous if you don't really know how to use them. And that's how people end up getting injured. And that's why like a lot of like states and just places like ban people from like getting homemade fireworks because they end up getting injured. Some more chemistry on fireworks. It is a combustion reaction as well as an oxidation reaction. And we include a video talking more about the chemistry aspect that has to do with fireworks. So I'm going to play it right now. Oh, I don't know what happened. I'll just play it like that.
You have more in common with the fireworks than you might think. The same process that powers those
Sorry about that.
You have more in common with the fireworks than you might think. The same process that powers those explosions is going on inside a grill when you cook a hot dog, and inside your body when you eat that hot dog. What are you talking about? If I opened up this firework, and I wouldn't do that, it's dangerous to mess with fireworks, I'd find lots of interesting chemicals, including the fireworks fuel, powdered charcoal. It's essentially just a ground up version of this. Charcoal is mostly carbon atoms all packed together. And when it burns, that carbon combines with oxygen from the air to form carbon dioxide. That chemical reaction releases energy in the form of heat and light. Take away the oxygen and the reaction stops. Add more oxygen and it speeds up. And if you add even more, something explosive happens. That's what this guy is doing. He's about to pour liquid oxygen on his grill. This is pretty much what fireworks do. They supercharge their combustion reaction by supplying that powdered charcoal fuel with lots of oxygen. But it's not oxygen from the air. It's oxygen trapped in solid form inside the firework. Potassium nitrate, for example, KNO3. Those O's are oxygens. It might take an hour for this charcoal to burn down to ash, but in a firework, it happens in a split second thanks to potassium nitrate. And all that carbon dioxide and heat and light are released all at once. The expanding gas makes the firework explode. And the heat makes the other firework ingredients light up into bright colors. Now, believe it or not, the explosives in a single firework only contain about the same amount of chemical energy as this plain old hot dog. We just burn through this fuel in a slower, more controlled way. Just like charcoal, this hot dog is chock full of carbon. Your body breaks it down in a kind of controlled burn. Each step releases a tiny bit of the energy stored in the hot dog. Just like in a firework, that process requires oxygen, which is why we have to breathe it in. Without oxygen, our internal fires would go out. Just like in a firework, this process produces carbon dioxide, which is why we breathe it out. Just like in a firework, that process creates heat, just enough to keep our bodies warm. And just like in a firework, this process, believe it or not, creates light. Not that much, but some. Hypersensitive cameras show that human bodies actually glow. So burning calories isn't just an expression. The calories on the back of this package are an actual measure of how much heat energy is released when this hot dog literally burns. It turns out our lives are one long, controlled, slow-motion explosion. Something to think about next time you watch fireworks display. Happy Independence Day, everyone.
Okay, so that video just provided more background on the chemistry behind fireworks. So like he said, charcoal does like basically ignite the fireworks, supercharges the reaction. And yeah, so this picture below just demonstrates like different colors fireworks can make based on the salts. So red is produced with strontium, orange is produced with calcium, sodium is produced with, or yellow produces sodium, barium produces green, copper produces blue, and purple, silver, and white. So that was just some more context on the colors, like what elements create the colors that we see in the sky with fireworks. And then this video is also just going to highlight like how the different shapes, like if you see like hearts like in the sky made out of fireworks, it's more background on that too. So I'm just going to play that as well.
Every year, millions of people tune in or tackle the crowds around Sydney Harbour to watch this epic fireworks display bring in the new year. But have you ever wondered how fireworks, well, work? There are all sorts of different fireworks, but the main one used to create big colourful displays like this one are called mortars. And here's what they look like inside. The first step is to get the firework into the air. That's what this lifting charge is for. Once it's up in the air, at the right height, this fuse triggers the second charge inside the shell, called the burst charge, which is the big colourful explosions you'd know and love. You've probably seen fireworks explode in all different shapes and colors too. That's because of these little pellets that sit in the shell, called stars. They can be arranged so they explode into different shapes. Circles, love hearts, stars, you name it. The chemicals the pellets are made of also control the color of the firework. For example, if the pellet contains sodium chloride, it will make a yellow flame. Copper creates a blue flame, and strontium burns red. And there are heaps of other colors too. To create a big firework display, it takes a lot of time to set it all up. Each year, Sydney uses around 20,000 fireworks for their New Year's display. And this guy, Forge, has the job of getting it all up into the sky safely and at the right time.
Look, there's a lot of work that goes into a fireworks display. Obviously, there's the design factor first, where you have to design the fireworks display.
Once he's done designing, the fireworks are made in a factory. Then it's time to set them up. Forge and his team use 60 kilometres of wiring cables that are connected to computers, which set the fireworks off at precise times, usually to music.
So you put all your cues in where you want the fireworks to go off, what type of fireworks you want to go off, how many fireworks you want to go off.
He reckons the best firework designs are simple but use a lot of imagination.
The first steps in for the firework itself is having the imagination to be able to come up with a design that is simple, creative, and looks effective.
And yeah, that video just highlighted how more of what I said about the colors and the different shapes and just overall how fireworks are made.
So in this slide, I'll be talking about what a typical firework looks like, the one you can buy and just, set off at home. So first, as you can see in a picture, there's the head, which is the top of the firework. It typically has a pointed nose shape to make it more aerodynamic and, shoot it in the sky straight. Then there's the effect. This is a part of the firework that contains the gunpowder and the combustion reaction to make the display that Chelsea just showed. There can be multiple sequence in this department depending on how many effects you want. So this is what leaves off in the sky in multitudes. And then there's charge. This is also known as the motor that prompts the firework to blast a firework in the sky. This is made up of coarse gunpowder with 75% potassium nitrate and 15% charcoal and 10% sulfur. And then there's the fuse. This is the part that starts the main part of the firework, which the charge, by burning and igniting it. So this could be basically at home. This could be taking a lighter and lighting a fabric, to start the firework. And then lastly, there's the stick. This is usually the wooden part of the stick of the firework. So the stick is important because it keeps the firework straight to let it shoot up in the sky and not, everywhere. So yeah. And the video we provided basically shows, what it looks like in real life. Yeah.
There you go.
Oh wait, could you guys hear it? Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry.
All right, for today's video, we got the 4 different sizes of rockets.
Goodness sake, here we go.
Whoa!
There you go.
yeah, that was just to give the visual, how to shoot in the sky.
Okay, so now I'm going to talk about the implication fireworks has in our society. Um, so it has become more of a key part in bringing more light to parties and enchanting guests with stunning displays in the sky. It's used to celebrate special events such as weddings and parties, national holidays like it's Fourth of July and New Year's is coming up. Chinese New Year, since fireworks did come from China, Diwali, and many more occasions. It has become a greater way to commemorate life-changing events. Um, Sorry about that. Countries all around the world use fireworks, no matter their social class, and can enjoy it wherever they are. Since you can see fireworks from across like far distances, everybody can see it no matter where they are. Um, we have come a long way with fireworks ever since they were first used thousands of years ago to ward off spirits by the Chinese. Now using them as a way to celebrate and reflect on how far we continue to go as a society. And here are just some gifts of fireworks that are used for New Year's and 4th of July.
So in this slide, we'll be talking about how different traditions use fireworks. But basically, we just talk about how fireworks have changed its meaning, from warding out spirits and now using it to now being used as celebration. So basically, in China, and that's where fireworks originated from. Some events that China uses fireworks to celebrate are Chinese New Year and the Mid Autumn Moon Festival. In India, fireworks are used on the world famous festival of lights, which is called Diwali. It's a Hindu celebration to celebrate the victory of light over darkness. And in America, as we know, fireworks are used for New Year's, 4th of July, weddings, and amusement parks, just basically anything worth being celebrated. And in Canada, fireworks are used during Halloween. And this time, purchasing fireworks is heavily restricted because of how, people have taken advantage of it and how dangerous it can be. And in France, they use fireworks to celebrate Bastille Day. On this day, on July 14th, they use fireworks to celebrate fighting against the French monarchy in 1789. And in the United Kingdom and some other nations, they used fireworks to celebrate Bonfire Night on November 5th. On this day, the survival of the king in 1605 after an attempted assassination through bombing.
And now this slide is just going to talk about some fun facts about fireworks. So some fun facts that we did or found during our research was that blue fireworks are the hardest to make, ironically. This GIF is showing a blue firework. And I guess the reasoning behind why it's hard to make it is because originally the first fireworks were only orange and white. And then obviously as technology advanced, they have found ways to use different salts that were discovered to make different colors. In the Middle Ages, new colors were achieved by adding different salts, like I said. And in this situation, in order to make a blue firework, you would have to use a copper salt. And then another reason why it's hard to make is because it's all about balancing heat and chemical compositions, which you have to be very careful about, or else something might go wrong, and you might not get the color you want, or just chemical reactions. Like you have to be careful about those in general. Um, Another fun fact that we found was, according to the Guinness World Record, the longest chain of fireworks was with 11,284 fireworks, and it was achieved by Ras Al Khaimah Marjan in the United Arab Emirates. We have the video right here that we wanted to show you guys. Okay, so this video is kind of so we're just gonna kind of start. In general, it's just a lot of fireworks. So to continue on, another fun fact that we found during our research was that Italy was the first country to master and experiment with fireworks in Europe. Hence the fact that they brought the firework creation from China and took it back to their country. Um, so they were the first to use shells from firecrackers to be loaded into cannons and shot into the air. So they used it for like a military sense, like I would assume for arson or something like that. And then they were also able to build off of China's creation and make fireworks more lively, colorful like they are now today. And then this last video was a video that we both found, and we just thought it was really cool, so we want to share it with you guys. And that concludes our presentation on fireworks.